Buenos dias, Muttonistas. I'm back again at the Mercat del Ninot in Eixample in Barcelona for a slightly different video today. I've eaten at the fish stalls at this market before, but never at the meat stalls, and there's a good reason for that, because my friend Diego, who lives here, is much more into fish, and if there's one Spanish dish he doesn't like, it's chuletón, which is a beef chop. So today's video is called Diego and the chuletón. He's never liked this dish, so we've got to have him try it. Stay tuned to this one, folks, you don't want to miss this. So today we're going to be eating at the Cruz Morales specialities of chuletón. Wow. So this will be some people's favourite market stand. It's actually one of the biggest stands as well, and of course, like all good markets, they have their own little restaurant space. So what's fascinating about this place is that you choose your own cut of meat. We've got Angus, Jersey, Asturian, another Asturian, a prize winner, something from Salamanca, something Bavaria from the Alps, ribeye gallega, that's the fancy, well, tasty Galician meat, and this is the Buey Valles de Isla León with 55 days maturity. They did last time I was here, I had a look, had a Charolais cut, a French cut, just for my friend Mr. Cruz, who's not here. Which cut does he think is the best?
Depende del gusto.
Ribeye gallegas, ¿cuál? So this here is the birth certificate of the cow of this Buey de Valles de Isla en León with 55 days of maturity. So it's hung and matured for 55 days. Wow.
Esto te garantiza de que la carne que te están vendiendo es buey. Garantiza que es buey.
And buey is the word you're looking for because it means ox as opposed to veal. Just look at that bad boy there. I mean, is that red enough for you folks? Maybe I should have ordered that. That's the top cut. I think I ordered a good piece of meat, but okay, if I come back here, that's the one we're going to have. Wagyu. Japonés.
Esta es la ternera de origen japonesa. Es esa que recibe masajes. Es más un mito que nada. Pero lo que pasa es que es una raza de muy buena calidad. Una raza de muy buena calidad. Pero come muy bueno. Sí. Wagyu significa, al castellano, Wagyu significa ternera japonesa.
Heineken Zero beer. Okay, I've never tried non-alcoholic beer. And I'm personally not going to try it today, even though it might be good. It's match day today, so...
But very cold is nice.
Okay.
People go, yeah,
and as usual, given it's a mutton tour, we're not going to mess about. We're going to get the best piece of meat possible, at whatever expense. Cheers. And a nice little drop that is too. A pretty generous measure, I have to say, as well. And Diego was feeling a bit unsettled yesterday. He had a second vaccination, his stomach wasn't quite right, but I'm pleased to report he is match fit today. So ever since I've known Diego, we've had a difference of opinion about meat and how it should be prepared and cooked. So maybe Diego can explain to us what it is about chuletón and rare meat that he doesn't quite agree with.
I don't agree that you should eat meat that rare as Jason likes. I think that you don't need to meat is well cooked, but it has to be a little bit cooked.
What about the meat coming from old cows? Because a chuletón is usually from an old cow, isn't it?
Yes, but I think anyway the way Jason likes it is too raw for me.
But most of Spain happens to agree with me. So rare, or poco hecho, the words you need to know here, is how it's coming. So they're busy cutting the meat. We've ordered ribeye gallega, a very famous Galician type of ox, and then it goes on to the grill in the kitchen, and hopefully it makes it only a very brief acquaintance with the grill. So another thing worth pointing out is that Spanish wines are not so expensive. I mean, this was like €3 and a bit for a glass of something that's pretty good, and I can assure you that the house wines are usually things you can rely on in these places. You don't get that exorbitant markup that you usually get in the UK. Cheers. And we just ordered one starter, a little something to nibble on, and what else but foie. Went on a mutton tour, have a bit of foie. Okay, so here we have the foie, beautifully pan-fried, obviously only cooked lightly, as should be the case with nearly everything in my opinion. So caramelised onions, always a great accompaniment to foie, crispy bread, a bit of salt, and Bob's your uncle. And the main event has arrived. I mean, okay, I can't eat it quite like that. It needs a little bit of cooking, but not too much. So we've only ordered 1 kilo because this is going to be a big enough of a diet-busting meal as it is. I mean, I could try and pretend otherwise, but there's basically one remotely healthy thing that's going to be on the table today. So Diego is explaining the breed of cattle, the ribeye gallega. They actually live a bit longer than most cattle.
That's what I think, because of how the meat looks. No?
Yes, so when you order a chuletón, you're getting what you might call an ox, an old cow. So one way of thinking of it is that chuletonistas, of which I most certainly am, and Diego's a bit of a part-timer, are actually allowing cattle to have a longer life. So, the main event has arrived, and look at this beautiful display of meat. Look at that, isn't it beautiful? I mean, perfectly cooked. They've brought a hot plate as well, but I won't be needing that. Diego is salivating over that chuletón already. Now, if you could just try one piece, it's only wafer thin. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. It's like a religious conversion, this is. Oh, yes, yes. So was that like a religious experience, Diego? Did the earth move for you there? It's served with a few padron peppers and good old Glasgow salad, but I won't be bothering with that. Right, come to mutton. Oh, look at that. So I'll try one without salt first. So I'll try a piece with a bit of salt. Look at that. It is beautiful. And that, muttonistas, is meat as it was intended by the Lord himself. Now, I told a lie about the hot plate. The bone, which is an important component of any chuletón, the taste is big. I will use the hot plate to cook that a little bit. Only a little. If it weren't so early in the day, it would mandate confession afterwards, but I do have some things to do. But we'd better get another glass of wine because we're on the move. So I'm not quite sure what constitutes a glass of wine here, but every time you order a drink in Spain, they do not scrimp on the measures. Well, I'm enjoying this possibly a little bit too much, and I will see you for the bone at the end of the meal. Just one other thing to note, I mean, there's only one waitress here. She's really putting in a shift, coming around, and she changes the hot plate every few minutes, maybe not noticing that it's hardly being used. And obviously, there's no argument about who's getting the bone here.
Okay, now Jason is going to have the bone.
This, viewers, muttonistas is always the best bit. Now, this is actually a little bit too rare for me, so I'm actually going to use the hot plate a little bit. Although, for once, she hasn't changed it before I get stuck in. And thankfully, usually on mutton tours, there are no arguments about who gets the bone. I always get it. Now, obviously, you don't want to leave it for too long on here. You don't want medium rare or medium meat, of course. You just want the fat to melt a little bit. So what do you think, muttonistas? Is that done? I think it is. And I have the casting vote, so here we go. This is the best part. Meat close to the bone, mutton's rule, always the best. That is so good it deserves a quick slurp. So muttonistas, there we are, the end of a corking chuletón. This was the best bit, as always. It was great for Diego to be such a good sport and join in today, because I know this is not his favourite dish, in fact probably his least favourite dish, but I hope you, the viewers, enjoyed it. I hope you continue to like, share and subscribe. Quick slurp, of course, to enjoy the end of the bone. And that you follow my content regularly, because we've got some corking stuff coming out. I'm going to expedite this video, get it put out on the day it's made. England are playing Denmark today. I'm much fit, I'm on the move, and I'll see you on the next one.
And don't forget, you can't beat a bit of mutton.
Never a truer word spoken. Bye for now.
Thank you.